Hey everyone, thanks for joining us here on GoLocal Live in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm Molly O'Brien and I'm happy to introduce Katie Doyle. She is a Providence College alumna and co-founder of Brass Clothing Company. And Katie is joining us via Skype. How you doing today, Katie?
Hi there, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining us. So excited to be talking with you today. You are the co-founder of Brass Clothing Company, and so we wanted to talk to you today a little bit about being a women-founded and women-started business, and then talk to you as well about just the clothing company in general. So why don't you talk to me just a little bit about Brass Clothing and how you got started?
Sure. Yeah, sure. So we started Brass. I started it with my business partner Jay Adams about 3 years ago. We are a online women's clothing brand. So we design, produce, and sell everything ourselves. We make what we call foundational wardrobe pieces. So those styles that you wear over and over again that kind of build building blocks, I would say, of like a really strong wardrobe. That's kind of like our bread and butter.
That's awesome. And if you're interested in checking out Brass Clothing, you can check them out on their website. You have a pretty strong Instagram following as well, which is awesome. Talk to me just a little bit about what it was like. You started in, I believe, 2014. What it was like being a startup as a woman. Did you run into any challenges?
Uh, well, we ran into tons of challenges. I don't think they were necessarily because we were women. But yeah, so we basically started the business totally bootstrapped. We really didn't try and go out and fundraise to start. And I think that part of that probably, we read a lot about um, the venture capital world and what it's like out in Silicon Valley and kind of how it's, I feel like a lot of women founders know that stat that only 4% of venture capital goes to women. So I don't want to say that we were scared to try it. We certainly weren't scared, but it was just kind of like, we asked ourselves, do we need to go to this route? And the answer was no. So we decided to kind of like forge our own path in starting our business. So my business partner Jay, her background is in apparel sourcing and manufacturing. So we have a very, very unique story in that our part of our brand was actually inspired by the factory that we work with. A lot of people who come to us asking for mentorship or advice have a product idea. They have a blazer that they want to make or a sweater or something like that, and then they have to kind of climb the mountain of figuring out how to manufacture. And it's really difficult actually. But lucky for us, Jay was actually over in China um, finding factories for her company. And she came across this amazing, amazing factory that was doing work with Diane von Furstenberg and Theory and Vince. And she's actually my friend from high school. We've known each other for like 17 years now. And so she came home and started telling me about um, this amazing factory that she had found. And for me, I was working in e-commerce marketing at the time, and I was really trying to climb the ladder at the job I was at. But um, I had my eye on this marketing director position, and a lot of the directors at that company were much older than me, like 20 years older than me, and so I felt like my appearance was a really crucial part of me trying to go and get that director level job. So I had been kind of trying to build my wardrobe, and I was really trying to get rid of fast fashion, get rid of like crummy clothes that didn't make me feel good. And I was basically trying to level up my wardrobe as I was trying to level up with my career. So I was saving lots of money and trying to buy like really beautiful like investment pieces from like Theory or Vince. But it was like $400 or $500 a dress. It was crazy. So Jay, came home from China and was telling me about her trip, and she told me that she found a factory that works with Theory, and that those dresses cost $30 to make, and get marked up through the retail manufacturer chain up to like $500.
Wow.
And we just thought to ourselves, we can we can do better than that. I actually said to her, I was like, make me a Theory that I can afford. And she came back to me a few days later and was like, I can't stop thinking about this idea of starting a business and making simple, beautiful clothes based on like super high quality factory using gorgeous fabrics and just making really, really simple silhouettes that women can wear over and over again, that take the stress out of getting dressed, that make it easy to look and feel awesome. And that's really where we started, with that concept. From there, we actually approached her boss at the time, and we got a small business loan from him, just from a personal, a personal loan, and we started the business with $25,000, and we've grown it from there.
I think that's so incredible that I think so many women face this challenge of they want to move up in their careers and maybe you're not making quite enough money, so you can't afford beautiful pieces that maybe look expensive, and so maybe you can't move up as quickly as you want to because you're not making quite as much money, but you want to invest in pieces that look good. And one of those best pieces of fashion advice that you hear over and over again is dress for the job you want, not the job you have. But it's not always attainable. And so I think just the business model and the business strategy you have is to be able to offer that to women and kind of implement that by creating a wardrobe that's possible through simple, beautiful fashion. Talk to me a little bit about how you've offered that and kind of how you've reached out to women saying, look, you can do this.
So how we've offered the how we like
Yeah, so talk to me about your pieces. So you've created simple, basic pieces of clothing, and you've said to women, look, you don't have to go out there and buy 300 different pieces of clothing to create a fashionable wardrobe. You can create a wardrobe.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, yes. So our pieces, so what's fundamental kind of to our design philosophy is that we are creating pieces that are super, super high quality, but that are also easy to wear and mix and match. So, we are putting together pieces. We have a pair of pants that most of our customers, they're called the Ponte pants. And we have so many women write in saying they're wearing these pants 2 to 3 times a week. And that's our goal, is to wear the hell out of all of our clothes, Like, we want to make pieces that are your go-tos, that people are just kind of grabbing and putting on. And so how we do that is we think about using neutral fabrics, really simple silhouettes, and always thinking about how pieces come together and can mix and match. We are not making things that are too out of the box, too crazy, too design focused, or I shouldn't, something that would be really flashy, if you will. Because we really want people to be able to wear these things like over and over and over again, and really feel like they're serving a purpose in their wardrobe every week.
I think that's incredible and beautiful designs as well. Talk to me a little bit about how your company has done research on creating solid wardrobes for women. It's my understanding you call the wardrobe gap something the wardrobe gap. Talk to me a little bit about this because you found that women feel that there's a big difference in what they wear versus what men wear in the workplace. Talk to me a little bit about the research that you've done.
Sure. So we moved into a new space at the beginning of January of this year. And within our like studio space here in Boston, we have a small area set aside where we do in-person like consultations where people come in, they try on all of the clothes, they meet with someone from our team, and we basically try and style them, and help them, get a bunch of new pieces, really build this foundational wardrobe. So, in having these conversations with women, they're usually like an hour-long conversation. So we were getting pretty like deep and personal into their work lives and what and the different stresses and anxieties that they feel when it comes to getting dressed. And we noticed some themes, like as we were going through and having these appointments, week after week after week, women were talking about these issues that, frankly, we didn't have too much experience with having worked in smaller businesses, but kind of noticing, women who might work in education, like higher education or research, having issues feeling like, oh, I can't wear these pants because they're too tight and I'm trying to get a promotion. I can't wear these pants. We've had lawyers come in saying, oh, I can't wear those pants to work because they have pockets. And you're like, you can't wear a pair of pants because it has a pocket? Like, there are so many weird, arbitrary dress codes that are put on women. Even worse, like not informal dress codes that are unspoken rules that people have to kind of make up and kind of like interpret what they are. There's nothing written. And it's just really confusing for people, and it causes a lot of stress, causes a lot of anxiety. So for us, it was like having these conversations was like a wake up call. Like, there is something going on here, and to we need to like open this conversation up to our entire community, and figure out like what we can do to help take the stress out of this like very clear problem of finding clothes to wear to work that make you feel great, confident, and make you not feel like you're violating some weird dress code. So what we decided to do after that was we sent a survey to all of our customers, and collected their feedback, and then we also did what we called a think tank. So it was basically like a focus group, where we had 12 women come in, and we just had this incredible conversation about the different the different issues that women run into in the workplace. And while the issues were all over the place, and the women were coming from different jobs, and no one's experience was exactly the same, but the themes really came through. And more importantly, the sense of camaraderie, the sense of like, oh, you're dealing with this too, this is, I'm not alone, was so powerful in that in-person conversation. And it just collecting this information via the survey and having that in-person conversation, it really compelled us to write something, because we felt like we had a story to share, and we felt like this conversation could be opened up even beyond our community. So that's why we wrote the wardrobe gap. We posted it on Medium, and the whole idea, if the wardrobe gap is similar to the wage gap or the ambition gap, just the idea that there are different expectations, for men and women in the workplace when it comes to wardrobe and when it comes to appearance. And for us, we are acknowledging. For us, it's simply acknowledging that, describing women's experiences with that, and then giving them a platform to talk about it with each other.
I think that's pretty incredible. So thank you, and kudos to you for being able to reach out and providing an opportunity for women to voice what they're going through every day. I know in the industry of journalism, waking up and getting dressed every single morning was probably one of the most stressful things that I had to deal with in my job. So kudos to you for being able to give voice to women out there who are going through a stressful experience. Something simple as getting dressed. It shouldn't make a difference in your job. It shouldn't be a barrier at all whatsoever. And I know there are many powerful men out there. Mark Zuckerberg, for example, he wears a simple wardrobe every single day, right? He has a hoodie and jeans that he wears, or whatever his wardrobe is. So yeah, being able to establish a wardrobe that's simple, effective, it shouldn't be a barrier. So I appreciate you for giving a platform to women to have a conversation. I do want to, before you go, Katie, I appreciate it. You're having an event on Friday at your location, 423 West Broadway in Southeast. So if people want to come in, chat, have a discussion, and meet other female business owners, you want to tell us briefly a little bit about the event on Friday?
Yes, we are super, super excited about our event on Friday. We're calling it the Holiday Workshop. And we've gathered a bunch of female business owners from the Boston area together. And the whole idea is to get out and do something. So there, you can come in and do a wine tasting, make a face mist, make a necklace, stamp a beautiful charm necklace. There's going to be lots of awesome, really fun things to do. We're going to be drinking wine and just really celebrating the season, kicking it off by actually getting and doing something.
Awesome. Well, that's great. I'll post info to that. And of course, you can follow Brass Clothing on Instagram. They also have a Facebook account and Twitter account as well. So you can check out their clothing and support other women owned businesses if you're interested. Check them out. So, Katie Doyle, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Looking forward to seeing what comes out next. So, everyone, please hang tight here on Go Local Live as we get set up for our next guest.